Hello, Scott Thomas here with Stewardship Matters. Today, I want to clear up the difference in estate planning versus estate document implementation. Estate planning is to think about why you're doing what you're doing legally before the documents are created. What you want to see happen, all the stuff and all the items that are attached to you. Estate document implementation, that's the drafting and executing a will, a living will, a healthcare directives, durable power of attorney. So both planning and implementation are equally important. So what is motivating you to invest time and money towards an activity that happens usually when you're incapacitated or dead? Often the motivation comes when we hear of someone we know who's died or they became incapacitated and the effects on the family. I've been asking and learning about estate planning and the implementation and the estate settlement process for 3 decades. And now, here are a couple of my insights for others that I have found useful. Being clear about what is and what could be is very motivating. Loving those you leave behind or would be in care for you is a very big motivation. So let's say you got sick, you're incapacitated. Well, you want that person who's caring for you, you want really good directions for them. And so that's what healthcare directives do while you're still alive but incapacitated. So having accumulated assets, especially if you have them in several different forms, it adds complexity. And hearing stories that others motivates them to action. So the inevitable is that we're all going to die. Yes, 100% of us do die. So please allow me a quick plug for my podcast. There are 2 episodes I suggest everyone catch: estate planning for all ages and revocable trust versus non-revocable trust. Okay, so what should you expect when you're doing estate planning? Well, first you want clarity of where you are right now and the wisdom for the next steps. So you want your plan should provide some kind of a blueprint or an overview and of all your stuff, and you want to see a visual flow chart. You want to see the tax and the fee estimates. Who are the beneficiaries? And what are the registrations of all your assets? You want trust and insurance and retirement accounts and where they all fit together in the bigger picture. Loans and mortgages and specialized assets should also be a part of this process. And there are oftentimes charitable strategies or the desire that, hey, these assets are best to give away and these assets are best to provide for family. So your financial plan and your estate plan should address these things and give you options to better optimize resources and give you greater confidence in your plan. So having attended many opening meetings with individuals and attorneys, the expectation from the families is to go in and see this professional and they ask questions and guide the direction in drafting documents. And then you're going to come back in and sign or execute the plan. Many times there's a sense of rushing too fast or not having enough thought through the process on the various options to the planning. So many times, you're talking to a stranger. This attorney, they're a stranger. You just met them. Hey, somebody recommended them. And here they are directing a path and providing some adjustments to choose a path with you. Thinking about how money or resources will affect those receiving money and or assets takes wisdom. And it takes time to properly process and do the planning to help gain clarity in this area. Last observation is that I have often heard many people say, there's so little that I have that I don't really need to plan. I don't need to pay for legal documents. It doesn't matter. Not sure because, you could even be a broke young adult with legal issues and not realize it. When you die or become incapacitated, you can get a patch for this. You can get proper planning. You can get a few documents and executed so that those around you are not in pain. So if you have children who are 18 or older, they need some basic planning. And love for you to share with them the reasons for that in a private conversation. So you could reach out to me. I hope you find greater vision for what planning does and the need for planning now. Check out my podcast as well. It can be found at stewardshipmatters.net on the homepage. It can also be found on many of your platforms like Spotify and Apple Music under Stewardship Matters. Thanks for listening and sharing with your friends and family.